Hello everyone, it's Cathy Zilski here. Well, welcome back to my channel and the craft slash dining room. So glad to be here with you live. Now, it's been a while since I've actually gone full on live from the craft slash dining room. I've done a lot of live chats while videos premiere, but this we haven't been live in a while. And part of the reason is because during the summer, we don't have an empty nest here yet. So I want to welcome you to this live. It's a special Friday afternoon thing. Never done that before. I can see names popping in, and this is a little different of a video too, just in that I am going to glance at the comments every now and then and chat and say hello. I may even have a little wine today, only because it is the theme of my card. So I want to get right into it, but again, I want to welcome everyone who's joining right now. It's funny because I have one thumbs down before I even started. It can only go up, my friends. It can only go up. So, see people popping in. I see Barb. I see Rebecca. I see Christy. Okay. Hello, friends. All right. First things first, let's take a look at what I'm using today. I wish that I had my little, what do you call it? The bubble circle and thing. Couldn't figure out how to do it to save my life. Could not figure. Technology. You always have to stay with it. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Let's take a look at the desktop here. My lovely little space. Okay. Oh, it's 9 a.m. in New Zealand. See, here's the thing. I was hoping that my Antipodean friends could actually join in with me because you know what? It's really nice to be able to have both my people across the UK area as well as over in New Zealand and Australia as well. So great to have you all. I think it's a good time. And again, there's no one here at my house right now. This is a rarity. Got it all to myself. So first things first, I do want to tell you this. I'm going to save a little time at the end for a little Q&A, but I want to show you what I'm using today. And then, we're going to start doing some things. So and I'm going to tell you the inspiration for this card came from this little glass jar. I have a link below, and I will have all supplies linked below as well, but I have a link to Prairie and Paper ink. And Amy R. shared a video recently where she shared something that she learned from our friend Debbie Hughes, and I am going to show you how to make wine stains. She did coffee stains just using a glass. I think this is brilliant. So that was the inspiration. So what I did was I chose one Distress Oxide Seedless Preserve. I've got this new die called Send Wine. This die was a special request from the one and only Jennifer McGuire. True story, Jennifer will hit me up sometimes and say, I would like a die that says blank. And so that's what we do. Oh, and I just noticed that Rebecca is doing her O&J Mani now. Hello, girl. Rosie tips, I'm telling you. Anyway, Jennifer asked me to do this, and when Jennifer asked me to do something, I am happy to oblige. I'm also going to be using some of my, are they called? I don't remember what they're called, but they are wine-themed sentiment strips, right? You don't even have to, you don't have to do nothing. You just cut them out. So those are the basics. And of course, got a little fan brush, and I've got this Waves and Hills die because I have an idea that I think is going to work. I do want to point out I considered using Simon Says Stamp Merlot, but I decided, you know what? Even though this is super appropriate, I wanted something lighter. So sometimes you have to have products that match. Yeah, I think you know it. Well, okay, first, let's grab some cardstock. And how's everyone out there? I see people. There's people live watching. It's crazy. I actually think, and honestly, I only have a little tiny bit. Can I tell you a story? I have an idea for a web series that I think would be kind of fun, but I can't tell you for sure if it would be fun. And that web series is called Slightly Buzzed Crafting. Slightly Buzzed Crafting, where you start out the evening with a glass of whatever, and then you go on from there. I don't really know if it would work or not, but never say never. Okay, first I'm going to do some ink blending. Now, I have a brush here, right? And this brush is one of the new brushes from Simon Says Stamp. I have the large one and I have the small one. These are the bomb diggity. I have to say that because they really are. And the thing that's kind of cool is you can order them individually. You don't have to have a whole set. I plan on ordering a couple more to use with my reds, but I'm going to be using this little guy today. And let me zoom in just a tiny bit here. Can I zoom in? Is it going to let me? Zoom and pan from the iPhone technology, I tell ya. All right. And again, welcome. Yes, Lancashire last. No guillotine for slightly buzzed crafting. Now, what I need is purple tape. I'm only going to do this just so I don't move my stencil too much. We're going to start out by making a little panel for the shadow layer, okay? And Mira, I am actually making this live, so that means you will not see me typing in the comments. This is a little different, right? This is a little different. And I need a piece of scratch paper. Let's see here, get some green. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take my Seedless Preserves. This is a fantastic color. Oh, and Margaret, see? Antipode and friends, I'm telling you. We're going to start out by making some bands of color, okay? I'm just going to hold my fingers down here. You'll see why I want to use the smaller one. Now, these brushes are so fun. Look at this. I'm just going to do a little blending. Now, I've conceptualized this in my mind. And you know what they say about conceptualizing things in your mind, right? Sometimes it works, and sometimes it is going to be a hot, hot, hot mess. Tracy, Daisy, yeah, thank you. I do think slightly buzzed crafting would be a blast. I think it would be a blast. Although there are times, and here I am just going to go in with another layer. There are times when I drink red wine, and then there are times when I don't. I'm not a I'm not a big drinker. I don't really drink cocktails. You know, it's not really my thing. I don't drink beer. It reminds me too much of college and some unfortunate evenings in my younger years. But when I do choose a red, I choose the cheapest red I can find, Menage a Trois. You can get a case of it at Costco. It's a beautiful thing. All right, look at how I can take the color off the stencil, just kind of push it up, right? Now, I'm using an Oxide today just because, I don't know, I thought it would be creamy and fun. Sometimes I get asked, like, why do you do the, the Oxide versus the whatever. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a feel. And the funny thing is, I just noticed that Jen said she doesn't drink at all. So my mom does not drink at all, never has. She used to tell me, my mother, who's like 87 years old, told me, I tried to smoke and I tried to drink and neither of them fit for me. Now, she doesn't talk like that at all, to be honest with you, but I just love that story. Okay, we are making waves of wine. Now, if that hasn't become clear to you, because it wasn't really very clear, I'm just taking what's on the stencil and moving it down. Now, do I want to do more of a, yeah. Okay, I haven't done this in a while. So did I already mention why I haven't gone live this summer, like truly live? It's because my daughter has been home studying for the bar. My husband is a school teacher, and so he is home all summer. And my son is a college student, right? And he is also home. So it's kind of tricky to, go live from this craft/dining room when they're all home and I have to tell them to clear out or please don't make any noise or, you know what I mean? Although I will tell you this, my hubby did agree to possibly make a card with me live this fall. So we have that to look forward to. Okay, and yeah, as far as other cocktails go, I am not a cocktail drinker. I had a bad experience in high school, and I probably shouldn't admit that, but in high school with Bacardi, and that pretty much sealed the deal on you should never drink hard liquor in your life. So I just don't really do cocktails, but the cheap red wine or a crisp rosé. I do like a crisp rosé on a hot summer day, but this is not about the rosé. This is more about, what we're doing here. Okay, I think, well, you know what? We're already going in this direction. I want to make enough waves. I need some more offset here. We're getting too perfect, right? We got to overlap. We got to blend some in like that. Because if we're too perfect, who likes that? Nobody likes too perfect. All right, here we go. And again, this can be a little messy. Doesn't have to be, stellar. I think that is close to being enough. Let me come down one more time here with a nice big one. Okay. My thought here was that we would have a lovely bit of waving wine for a shadow layer, okay? I think this is going to be kind of cool. So let me grab my, let's see here. Here we go. Rebecca, that's hilarious. Yeah, let's just say this. I know my limits. I'm very much a lightweight. I'm going to clean this off really quick. I know my limits. I don't drink a lot because I'm a lightweight, and there have been a few occasions where I might have had too much, and I try to learn from that. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this up like this because now can you see we have wine? And here was my thinking. My thinking is that I am gonna cut a shadow layer out of this, right? Okay, we're gonna do that, but actually I think I'm just gonna let it dry for a second, and I'm gonna set this aside because I wanna show you the fun technique that I learned from watching Amy's video. And Amy, I love her, and I do not know how to pronounce her last name. Risavi? Amy Risavi? I don't know. Amy, you're gonna have to let me know someday if you ever see this video. So I'm gonna bring in a tool that I have not used in a while. I have a smaller version of this, but I have not used the bigger. Do you know what this is? This is the Waffle Flour Media Mat, the full-sized one that you can smush things into, right? You can smush, and it's pretty great. But what I'm going to do is grab a piece of cardstock. Now, all I'm using today is Neenah Solar White Classic Crest in the 110-pound weight, right? It's nothing, no watercolor is the point. And I want to make sure here, let me click back over. Hey, how's it going? I just, I needed a drink. Delicious. Okay, we're going back down. Okay. So I have a couple things also here. I have a distress sprayer, okay? And I have this brush. I'm telling you, okay, is this the number? Oh, this is the number 4. Okay, I have the number 4. I think I linked to the number 2 in my supplies. This is actually the number 4. So the number 2 is a little smaller, but these are now being carried at Simon Says Stamp, the Zen, Royal, and Langnickel, which is such an affordable line of brushes. This is your new best friend for splatter. It just legit is. But here's what we're going to do. First things first, I'm going to move my paper out of the way. I'm going to bring in my oxides. Now here's the thing. Let's say you were making a coffee card like you would see in Amy's video, Prairie and Paper Ink, which she did, this is what gave me the idea for, okay, we're going all in for wine. I'm going to take my distress sprayer and just wet that down, okay? Not too worried yet about this getting mucked up at all. Let's pick you up there, okay? Right? Yes, Roxanne, I have the number 4 brush, and I am going to also get a number 2. But the number 4 is a great size because it's, well, you know, it's that big. Again, and if I'm missing your comments or questions, don't sweat it because I'm going to open up a little time at the end. Okay, so you take a glass. You can do this side or you can do this side. I'm going to do this side, but check this out. Okay, we've splattered on water. Let's get just a little more. Right? Get your oxide wet. Just kind of pick it up, right? Maybe just kind of go. And then we're just going to make a pattern of wine spill on this panel like that. Isn't that fun? I think I'm going to do a total of 5 because I like odd numbers. But now, pressing it down, how fun is that? It's just so good. So easy. Literally, I was making a card the other day. I was making a coffee card, right? And I thought it would be cute to have coffee rings, but I'm like, I don't have a stamp. And then I watched Amy's video, and apparently she learned this from Debbie Hughes. Brilliant. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I don't want to get this too wet. I'm going to take my brush here and just wet it down, right? My Tim Holtz sprayer is so yellow because it's so old, but it works like the dickens. And now I'm going to pick up a little more, right, with my splatter and check out this splatter. Now, hopefully I don't get this all over my computer, but you know what? Sometimes it's worth it. Just do a little tap, 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 tap. Start tapping. and you get a wonderful splatter on your card. Look at that. Look at the tiny little splatter. Isn't that great? Oh yeah, it's Amy RS. I've linked to her video, Robin. So if you look at the info under the video, you can watch Amy's video where she did this for her coffee card. But isn't that fun? Oh my God, I just love it. Okay, now to clean this up, well, you know what I should do? I'm going to move this panel. I don't want that to get overly, I'm just going to rinse this off a little because I don't have any water right near with me. I didn't bring any water over. Probably should have, but all I'm going to do now is just wipe this up with my Shammy. Okay. Yeah, the number 4 brush is great. I also think the number 2 would be good because let's clean that a little more. Because it's just yeah, it just gives you wonderful splatter. I learned about fan brushes from watching Lavinia Stamps, which is a great channel. Their style is really nothing like my style, but oh my goodness, I could watch their channel for hours. Super good. So yeah, fan brush, totally awesome. Really great price point. Okay. Now, oh, I guess I should clean off my glass, lest I put it back into the cabinet. Okay. And yeah, if you're just joining, you can always go back and, start over from the beginning because, life is short. Okay. We're getting this out of the way. And I am going to move on to the next step. Now, for the sake of time, I'll bring this back in here. I did a little die cutting off camera with my send wines. So I cut 3 send wines, okay? And 3, send wines, and of course, the tittles, right? The little striped rock I had on my mat. What is the little striped rock? Now, I don't know, Cheryl. The striped rock? Well, I'm going to have to work on that. Okay, but before I do this, I want to cut this out. So let's grab our die cut machine. Also, yeah, that's how you spell Amy Risavi? How do you spell the name? Or how do you pronounce it? If anyone wants to put it out phonetically, I would love that. But I'm going to just come out a little bit here with my zoom. Oh, right there. Okay, I'm going to grab my die cut machine. Today I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6 because my Gemini, for those of you who have watched my channel before, you know that I keep it behind me. And so I would show you that, but it's over there. It's over there. I can't get over there. But it's a good place to be. All right. I'm just practicing switching between cameras. Shall we? Okay. Now we're going to cut this panel out. And, I think I'm gonna just kind of angle it. I just want all of it in here, right? Because this is going to be my shadow layer. Look like a glass nugget, white, purple, and rose colored. I am going completely blank. Was it this glass? Everything that I'm using is linked below, and I do that for your convenience. Okay, maybe it's not a rock. Well, that's a good question. Thank you, Marge. Some people might think I'm fun. Hi, this is Amy R. So she doesn't even pronounce her. Well, if you don't know her, you should know her because Amy makes, she's got a fantastic channel. And again, I've linked below. All right, so there is my shadow layer, okay, full of wine. Let's get this. Now, am I doing more die cutting? I actually am. So let's cut this panel down a bit. Now, my favorite die set, my most used die set, are my A2 layers dies. Well, this is kind of a tie. A2 layers dies and the, what is it called? The, my sentiment labels. But I use this all the time. And I tend to go, well, let's see. I think I'm going to go with that size panel because I want to make sure that I have enough room for my greeting, right? For this whole thing to be framed out. Now, but here's what I don't know. And this is where we have to think. How do we want to crop it? Because what I'm thinking is if I cut this out, right, and then these kind of bleed, I might put this down at the bottom, or would I want to do it in the reverse, right? Where these guys are kind of clustered down here, and that's at the bottom. This is why I absolutely love these dies, because you make your full panel. You can even go larger than this, right? And then you can look at what you have as your background and kind of start cropping and framing, right? It's fantastic. Also, Olivia Nicole, thank you. Thank you for being here and liking this. Okay, I think that's the cut that I want. So I am going to take a little, well, I have purple tape. It's amazing. If you could see the hot mat, you know what? I'm gonna have to use washi. Can't find my purple tape. I'm going to go like that. I'm gonna cut that down. I love trimmed panels. I love this die set because I never have to measure, I never have to think, and I know that this is going to be perfect for an A2 card base. Most of the cards I make are US A2, which of course is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You can have that. Oh, listen to that. Oh my goodness, that's a crack. Just say no to crack. Okay. Oh my God, that just totally popped my eardrum. Seriously, I just have a ringing in my ears. It'll go. It'll pass. I'm willing. It looked like her blending tool with pink on it. Was it this thing? Was it this tool? You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to go back and watch the video from the beginning, but I will do that. I will do that for you. Blending tool with pink on it. Okay, let's get the machine out of the way. And now you'll see I have a panel. How fun is that? I guess I can zoom in again now. Oh, yeah, it sounds like my bones. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, yeah, if you're watching in the morning, you could certainly add Bailey's or Kahlua. I've never done that. That one for me is a little, well, you know, it's I have a fear of that. Okay, let's bring these in now because it's time to do some gluing. Now, I have my spray glue. Okay, got that right there. And I think what I'm going to do, I might as well show you this. I'm going to grab my box because, well, let's see if we can get the box into the camera. I always keep the Simon Says stamp boxes, and I keep them because this is what I like to do, and that is, well, we need 2. I take my die cuts, put them in the box, and then I spray them off camera, usually. And I am going to spray this off camera because I don't want to breathe in these fumes. I years ago, I've worked as a graphic designer for years, and oh yes, the crack. I could have angled it slightly. I totally didn't do that. I used to breathe in a lot of fumes back in the paste up days. So what I'm going to do is take this off to the side. I'm going to shake this up, and you can just look at how beautiful this is in the interim. How's that? And as I do this, well, I don't know if I have other stories to tell. I don't think that I do, but hear me out. All right, we're spraying this over on the floor, and we're getting it on. I hope I'm doing this right too, because I didn't double check it. All right, now I'm going to get my tweezers. I'm going to tell you, I have 2 pairs of these. I bought a junky pair, and I bought a good pair because I found that I wanted some that weren't mucked up, and so I bought an extra. You know, it's not like I have fancy clothes, right? So if I want to have an extra pair of reverse tweezers, I think at this point in my life, I've earned that right. Okay, look at that. When I first started doing this, I was terrible at stacking dies, and I've gotten a lot better. I used to watch, oh, that's actually not perfect though. Well, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I just noticed it was a little misaligned. This is the problem that I have sometimes. Like once it starts to go off, then it goes way off kilter. And I think the whole stacked die cuts thing, I'm gonna have to concentrate here, probably my favorite thing in card making. Because I never knew that people did this. I never knew. Oh, it was the blending tool. Okay. I never knew that you could make your own dimensional die cuts. If I had known that in scrapbooking, I don't even know how many dimensional things I would have made for scrapbooking. I'm sure it would have been to the point of, well, possibly obsessive annoying. Okay, let's bring up the wine. We're going to line up the wine. And of course, you can see over here, I have preserved the tittle. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting that one. Sometimes I'll just drop the first letter down and then just kind of wiggle it in. Something like this is pretty easy to do, right? That's not too bad. Let's get the last one. Pick that up with my finger and put this in as well. Okay, let's see. How are we doing? How are we doing? Hey, we got 300 people watching. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It is a Friday night. Friday night. Heck, I'll be in bed by 8 o'clock, so that's good. And I say that not really jokingly. Hubby and I, we are early to bed, early to rise. That's just our jam. Okay, I think that looks great. So let's do that, right? Give it a little press. Okay. And now I think this is, did I get it lined up right? Well, if it's not perfect, we're going to be okay, because here was my thinking. I like all this. Okay. See, you're putting that on here. And so now you're getting the swirl of wine on that. Isn't that fun? Huh? Telling you, thumbs up. Okay. I think though I do, well, shoot, do I want to do liquid glue for this? Sometimes when I get to this stage, I do want to do liquid glue. So I'm going to grab my little glue holder, and people have asked me about this, and I always assume everyone knows. But these little glue holders are from Make It by Marco. They are perfect for like any of your glues to hold them upside down. This is Connect glue. You can get these in any color under the sun. And also, little hot tip, I put a piece of washi in for any drippage that you get, because then when it is done dripping, you can just peel it out. Does that make sense? Just peel it out and start with a new piece. Now, shoot, you know what? I can't find, okay, here we go. We're going to start with this, and I'll just kind of put a little on here, and we'll just let it go. Just little tiny dabs. Connect glue is a wonderful glue. One thing that is so great about this, and I have been trying the Bearly Art too, which is fine. It's wonderful. But the Connect glue for me, it has never clogged. So I don't know what it is with the consistency, but it just always works for me. So Gina, I appreciate that. Okay, Connect glue, good all-purpose glue. Now let's line this up. I always start on these shadow layers where I can find the biggest area. So here would be on the ascender. Did you know that? The part of a letter that goes up, like for a D, is called an ascender in typography. And the part that dips down, if it were a G, is called the descender. Ascenders and descenders, gotta love them. Little typography is good for you. Okay, now let's come in here and I'm gonna dab you on like that. I could have done the spray glue, but I feel like spray glue is awesome for some things, but it is also very unforgiving. Like if you mess up with spray glue, you're not going to be picking it up with ease. And I just didn't want to tear this shadow layer, you know, because I worked so hard on it. Okay, now let's see here. Oh, 2 thumbs down already. You know what? I have gotten to the point where I don't really care. You know, everyone's got to do them. You know, you do you, that whole thing. Telling you what, I'm having a good time. And most of you who are here with me, I love you. Okay, now send wine. Here's the beautiful thing. I need, well, where's the crystal? Oh, there it is. Okay, whew. I'm not using sequins today. That is not in the plan. And I apologize for people who are Boop fans, but here's the beautiful thing. You don't want to forget about your tittle. So here, see how my glue started to pool out a little? Sometimes it gets a little flowy, and I'll just put some on the back of my hand and then I forget about it. But here we go. All right. Yeah, you know, on YouTube, it's the Wild West, actually. You never know who's not going to like what you're doing. But I'm telling you, there's a little room for everyone, and I love that. There's pretty much anything you can think of finding on YouTube, you can find it. I never thought I would be on YouTube doing this, doing card making, and let me tell you, I love it. So fun. And also it's fun to be live with you again, because again, haven't done it in a while. Done a lot of live chats during premieres, but not gone live. So I really hope to do lives. I would love to go live every week in the fall. You know, that would be fun. And that's actually going to be the plan, because in the fall, We will be in a modified empty nest. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cute? I designed the shadow layer so that the eye or the tittle would actually pop right up into the N, because I'm always thinking. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break for just a second. I have to make sure that my my other camera is working still. Hello. Okay, while that is drying, cheers. Delicious. Okay. All right, coming back. Now is where we need some help, my friends. Okay, first, well, I keep saying first things first. It's a vocal tick. So this is definitely, you know, I want the rings to show, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm not sure which way it should go now at this point. But we have to figure out another question here, and that is this. Okay. What color is our card base going to be? I pulled Simon Says Stamp Black cardstock, which is my favorite black, and it's so inky. We could put it on a black, okay? Oh, Stephanie, I am drinking the cheapest wine on the planet, Menage a Trois. You get 6 of them from Costco for like $10. No, you don't. It's not that cheap, right? Or, and it, you know what, Toca Boca? It's almost 5 o'clock here. Okay, it's 4:30. Or do we go on Gina K Designs Plum Punch? See, I don't know. See this, so it instantly kind of lightens this up, right? But I want you to keep in mind, oh, there's that too. Let's see what you think in the comments, because keep in mind, I'm going to be taking a greeting from the wine set, which, let's see, I've already cut some of these out because I've done a few cards. Plum, plum, plum. I may be going with the plum because it looks like Plum's starting to win out. And the plum is actually a really good match for seedless preserves, right? It actually is great for that. And, you know, it's weird how when you take this off here, it changes sort of the light on my card. But you know what? Oh, you guys, it's really split. So okay. You know what? Let me see here again. Again, these are the decisions. Like if I make the wrong decision, you know, what happens next? Oh, you are really split down the middle. Okay. I think if I'm going with my gut, I think I'm going to fold both down. Okay, let's grab the scoring tool. Bring this in. And still no one home. Dan hasn't come home yet, so I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to score 2 card bases. Oh, use both. I could do a little map. Oh. See, well. Okay, I just had an idea. Oh, that's not the right score. Okay, there. Oh my gosh. What are you, Kath? Okay, we need more black cardstock. I'm going to walk over and grab some. Actually, you know what? I think that just made the decision easier, right? Because now I don't really have a choice. Okay. We're going with plum. I don't usually mess up the scoring. There we go. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. So you think a black mat? Oh, see, the thing is I don't mat, but now you know what I could do. All right, let's do it. Let's come over here. What if I took, okay, there's the plum, and there's this, and I have this die, right? Well, guess what else I have on the other side? I have what's called the perfecting, well, it's not the perfecting set. I don't know what it's called, but it's additional A2 layers. So what this is, it's so cool. You can cut, let's see. You can cut another mat. I think you have to go up 1. You go up 1. Let me show you. And then you would have a perfectly matched black mat. So let me cut a thin black mat out for you. Gina K would be so proud of me right now because Gina, I know that you probably know Gina. Gina is the queen of the thin black mat. And I do have enough space. So here's what we're going to do. Let me run this through my, where did I put my machine? I'm just going to talk while I'm doing it because I don't want to pick it back up off the machine, but you'll hear it here. It's just, and I'll angle it so it doesn't make that horrendous sound. Let's cut a little black mat, run it through. And we'll see. I might actually do this. I've never had this much of a wild and woolly card making session, but I think it will. I think it's going to look great because, and I forgot to link the additional A2 layers dies. So after the live is done, if anyone's interested, I will add that link because I have both, right? And I keep them both on magnets. The original is one side, and then I have a little piece of purple tape that reminds me of the perfecting side. So let's grab some tape runner. Where is my new tape runner? I have, I've been using up a storm. I hope I don't run, I might run out actually. I have been using the new Simon tape runner like there's no tomorrow, but I think I'm going to grab a backup here if I need it. Okay, so should we see what it looks like? All right, let's do it because I'm going to pop this up too. So, okay, Gina K, did you ever know that you're my hero? So do you see that? A little thin layer. Do we like it? Do we like that little thin mat? Can you see that? I think it's kind of good, right? I think we're going to do it. Card party. It is a card party. I do have a drawer of refills. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going for it. We're going for it. We're going to, yeah, I think I'm going to run out. I have more, but the process of doing the, I just ran out. Okay, Gina, where's my Gina K? I can't even find my, oh no, here we go. Okay. This is how it is. Is this one empty? No, yeah. You run out on camera. You got to go with what you know. Okay. All right. We're doing it. This is the best day of my life. First day was when I met Dan. Second day, third day when I had the kids. And then this day right now. Okay, this is what Gina is a freaking master at, and I am not. So you're going to have to be a little patient. Like that. Oh my gosh, am I doing it? I think I'm doing it, right? Get that lined up there. I mean, can you see that? Did I get it on there pretty well? Actually, let's see. That is not bad, right? Let's get into the camera. Do you think I'm good to go? Oh, Carly, you can go back. I promise you didn't miss much. I'm going to go ahead and grab my adhesive or my tape runner because we're going for it. I think we're going for it. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, 42 Rosie says it's perfect. That's good enough for me. Now let me grab my tape runner or my bone folder. This is what happens to me literally when I have 4 sips of wine. I forget my English language skills. Okay, I need to put some foam tape on the back of this. So let's do it. Now, I have preferred scissors that I use. And when I'm cutting foam tape, I guess, I don't know why. These are my favorite. These are my favorite. I love them. The cutter bees. And I just do that. There's a one. Popping that on. Okay, it could have been a little longer. We're going to do 3 because in the words of my friend and colleague, Christina Werner, no soggy centers. Okay. Wine in the afternoon. You know, it's not really the afternoon. I mean, it's 4:30. And, you know, in my world, that's almost bedtime. Okay. So here we go. Isn't that going to be fun? Let me make sure. Okay. What I don't know yet, and I shouldn't do this until I'm sure, is let me get some foam squares first for that. I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to, oh, come on, foam squares. Where are you? I've got a couple different foam squares here. And just so you know, I have, well, these aren't the thin ones. All right, we'll just pop these up with thick ones. I don't know yet where I want my sentiment strip to go. And I might, well, you know, figure that out. But we definitely want to pop this up. You know what? That's going to stay up fine on its own. I don't think I need to cut a strip on that. I have been accused of being an over adheser, and that's okay. But I mean, that's so fun, right? With my little, I'm loving it. Okay, moving this out. Now, here's the question. What is the subgreeting? because I will tell you what my favorite one is of all of them. And I don't know, I'm not going to do it for this one because I just don't want to deal with it. But my favorite one, no great story begins with a salad. It's my favorite. You know, if you can't have fun when you're designing card products for the masses, really, what's the point? All right, let's get my other most used die set, and that is the Simon Says Stamp Sentiment Labels, okay? Seriously, because you can use either the small one, or is it the medium? I think it's this one, right? Or the medium one, and you can cut out our sentiment strips perfectly, you know, and then you get these perfectly cut strips, so that's good. I think what I want to do, send wine, cheap red and sweet cracks me up. It's been a month, but I miss your hugs and pours, or I love to wine with you. I don't know, because I know someone I could send this to. It's been a year, it's been a week. Yeah, you know what? I am going to do I miss your hugs and pours. Let's hope that I don't mess it up, okay? I am a little cheeky. And you know, someone, I don't know who it was, and I really don't know where my purple tape is, so I hope the washi is fine for this. Someone from the United Kingdoms, I said something, I was talking about, oh crap, and they said, we don't say that here, and then we got into this whole funny conversation about how things are cheeky, and I think cheeky is fun, but I think the only reason Americans know the term cheeky is from watching Austin Powers. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, Gina, if I was having a salad with Gina, that would be the best day of my life. Although I will tell you, one time, Gina came to my house. Because she was here for an event at the convention center. And Gina and I went out and had pizza at Punch, which I don't know if Punch is a national thing, but it's just nice pizza. It's Neapolitan, really thin crust pizza. And Gina and I went out and had pizza, and it was like the greatest day of my life because I got to meet her and hang out with her in person. And everything you've heard about Gina, as long as it's good, it's true. She's the kindest person that I know. Kindest person that I know. Gosh, just grateful that I get to know her. Okay, now we're going to cut this out. Let's get in here. It's a little tight in here. Okay, there we go. Don't put that on straight. Linda, I'm listening to you. I'm not going to do it. I think this cut will be fine. So let's do it. Coming on in. Yes, I was lucky to meet Gina. But I'm also lucky because, Jennifer McGuire is a friend of mine. And I am name dropping her right now because Jennifer and I, we met back in scrapbooking when we were both inducted into the Creating Keepsakes Hall of Fame. True story. She was a young scrapbooking ingenue. I was a seasoned veteran, a smoker, a foul-mouthed behemoth from the days of yore. And we became friends a long time ago. And she used to joke with me, by the way, see that? That's not hurt at all. So this goes right back into the package from whence it came, and then all those strips, right? Anyway, yeah, Jennifer used to tell me to make cards all the time, and I would just joke with her like, I don't make cards. Cards are not my jam. And seriously, if you had told me that they would become my jam, I don't know. There's so much joy that I have gotten in the crafty realm. It's just this piece that I think was missing that I didn't know was missing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I am as surprised as you are. So I'm going to stand up while I do this because I need to see what I'm doing. But this is my favorite tip for trimming any sentiment. If you want it to be perfectly trimmed, there goes my plate, from side to side, line it up with the paper guard with your furthest most letter right out to the edge of the guard, and now I didn't hold it down. Let's try that again. Hold it in place, cut. Then you flip it, bring it back around, and look at that. Same thing. Hold it in place and cut. What that gives you is a perfectly trimmed greeting from side to side. But now, as you know, these are printed on white cardstock. So this whole sentiment strip thing, this is called what we call in the design world as a reverse. And it's not white type, right? It's black ink. And then what you are seeing is the absence of type. And in design, that's called a reverse. That's why we call them reverse strips. The little clink, that can also go back into the pocket. Although it would have been cute just to do a little clink on there too, you know? Well, gosh, I don't know. I'm still not sure how I'm going to finish this out, but I do know that I'm going to do this. I am going to take, and I still have to adhere this. I'm going to take this Copic T10, which is, oh my gosh. Oh, Carmen, you were at that convention. I'm going to take this tip and just color in the sides of the white cardstock so that it looks like it's on black. And it's not hurting my Copic marker at all, just to go lightly on the sides. Okay, that convention, Carmen, true story. I taught at a convention in St. Paul, Minnesota at the XL Energy Center. I had this ridiculous wired, it was not like a wireless mic, it was like a speaker pack that you wore on your body that amplified your voice. I was teaching something that I should not have been teaching because it literally was not my jam at all. See, look at, I think that's gonna go, right? Look at the pickup. Oh, I'm sorry, I just need to take a breath. So fun, right? Let me grab a strip of adhesive. Anyway, I was teaching something that I should not have been teaching. It was like someone else's class and it wasn't my style. And it was before I found my sea legs as a live instructor. And someone left a review. See, it doesn't really change much, whether it's YouTube. By the way, I'm going to use these Doris strips, these foam strips, which are really cool. Someone left a comment that simply said, instructor's voice was annoying. And she moved, oh wait, instructor's voice was annoying. I didn't pay for jibber jabber. And it was like, it gave me several bad markings. And I remember thinking, what? My voice is annoying? So that was in the 2004. Yeah, whenever that was. It's like, well, okay. Sorry. You never know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get. Okay, see, now that's going to pop up. Okay, I'm feeling this. Are you feeling this? Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, before we adhere everything together, no, we're going to keep moving. I'm going to, because here's what I have to do next. I am going to grab my, well, no, I can't. It is such a mess in here all of a sudden. I need to grab one of my pen blades. I have a 3-pack. These are very old. It's not me. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, instructor's voice was annoying. You know, it's funny too. Like, you know, when you're little and you got a tape recorder for the first time, if you're women or men of a certain age or non-binary friends, and you heard yourself on a recording and you thought, I sound so weird. Yeah, I've gotten over that. I'm so used to the sound of my voice now because of doing video. I'm over it. Oh, let's see. Let's line it up and look at that gorgeous framing margin space. Oh, you know me. I'm down with OPP. All right. So there's that. Now, here's where we need to bring our liquid glue back in because we don't want to mess around here. We want this to be, you know, straight. Here's the thing with a simple card design. The only thing, like, I'll make mistakes and, you know, I'll do things that maybe don't quite work out. But the thing that I try to do more than anything is to keep things straight. That's it. Because it really does help with a simple card if your sight lines are even and lined up. So I am going to take off the backers. Oh my gosh, getting more thumbs down. People are angry. It reminds me of that scene in Elf. He's angry. Okay, let's go here. Take this off. And you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to be everyone's jam. But it is fun to do this live because it reminds me that, you know, you can make a card in under an hour that has a lot going on. All right, I'm going to put a little liquid glue on my foam squares. Again, bringing the Connect glue in because I like the hydroplane effect that it gives me. And it means that I don't have to commit to where I place it initially. Because when you first place something down, right, if you want to wiggle a little, give yourself some liquid glue. So here we go. We're going to pick this up. And I did grab my cleaner tweezers because they get mucky. They get mucky. Okay. Now we're going to place this down and we're going to commit. I'm just trying to keep it equal from side to side where the S is and the E, although that, well, you know what, that's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And before I commit, I'm going to bring this in, right? Line that T-square up, and look at that. That is called the baseline of the greeting. So you just make sure your baseline is lined up straight. Good to go. And we'll peel off the backer of this strip. And again, I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to liquid this up too because this one I think is a little trickier. And, okay, going in like that. Right? Again, just to give a little bit of playtime on the back. Connect glue is great for that too because it will hold it very firmly in place once it dries, but it will give you just ever so slightly a little bit of time. And again, I'm just eyeballing this, keeping it the same from side to side, not doing anything heroic, no crazy overlapping. And I'll bring this in real quick. And again, go like that. That's it. That is the finished card project. So we made a little funky wine stain pattern. We made a wine background. And thanks to all of you, I actually added a mat in a way that I don't think I would have done that. So I'm so happy because this is so cool. All right, let me see if I can do a split screen. Can I do a split screen? Haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, but let's see if we can get there. Used to know how to do it, and we're gonna, yeah, I can't get the split screen. Well, anyway, let's go back to this card a second. So I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun. Loved how this turned out. Now, little question for you. Does anyone have any questions? Got any questions? Because I'm happy to answer. We're almost done here. I'd like to keep this for, under, now, can you see how much I've been sweating? Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Yes, and now what will happen is I will, come back and, obviously open up another bottle because now it's called total unwind time. I really wish I could remember how to split the screen. I used to know how to do this. And, it's, you live and you learn. But, yes, I want to thank you all for joining. Oh, what kind of occasion do I find? Oh, actually, Danielle, let's do this. Okay. Cathy, what kind of occasion do I find is the most enjoyable to make? I actually think general greetings, like something like what I just made here, right? Let me see, will that come up with there we go. Something like this. I think this is fun because, yes, obviously there are birthday cards, right? And I am the worst at remembering to send birthday cards, which is hilarious because I make cards now as part of my living. But I really do enjoy cards like this that are a little cheeky, a little fun, because I am more apt to send those cards to friends, So thank you, Danielle. Thank you for the question. Connect glue dries clear. Sorry, missed on that one. Someone says I'm mowing. Roxanne, and I can't tell if I'm in focus or not. I had to take the autofocus off. I bought the one that is like 9 and something by 11. Like it's the larger one. It's not the 5x7 one. It's the slightly larger one. And that is also linked below. So seriously, I know I didn't show that on camera, but I've been trying to show it in videos lately because it's phenomenal. It is just, I don't have to lift up my Gemini anymore. And I love that. Scrolling back here for a few more questions, just in case I miss any. Well, I think we're good. I really do appreciate everyone who joined today because, you know, it's fun. It's fun. Oh, Allison, good question. Do I still scrapbook? Okay, number one, most of my scrapbooking, my personal scrapbooking was all 8.5 by 11. There's no reason for me to do 12 by 12. Am I scrapbooking now? I am not. I am taking a much needed break from scrapbooking, have been for a while. And what has been so great about that for me, and I encourage you, for anyone who's feeling like you're in a lull or you're not loving your crafting in the way that you did, then try something else. When I started trying card making, I think just something clicked. And I didn't know this was what I needed creatively. And the joy that I feel when I make cards and when I share videos with you, it is 100% legit. If I wasn't loving it, I probably wouldn't be sharing it as much. So, but yeah, 8.5 by 11 was always my favorite, which is funny because when you look at card, which I do mostly portrait cards, this is sort of that portrait orientation that I love, which was definitely part of scrapbooking too for me, that I loved that orientation that was not square, but was more of a portrait look. All right, so thank you for the question, Allison. Okay, yeah, you know, and some people want a break from, you know, card making. Oh, Fed Eugenia, I've seen you show up a lot. So I don't have, all of my stuff is exclusive through Simon Says Stamp. Simon does ship internationally, but they are the only people who make my products. I partnered with them. It has been such a good fit for me. I love working with that team. Seriously, they are wonderful people and they ship overseas. I know you have to pay for that shipping, but that is the only place that you are going to get my CZ design collection. So, but thank you for asking. And I appreciate you. All right. Well, yeah, it's all good. Anyway, oh, will I ever draw a winner for the card I make live? Never thought of that. I never thought of that. Can I think on that? Because I could go back in the live comments and then I could, because other people do that, right? I think that's fun. Let me think about it. I'm going to think about it. Okay. Oh, here's a question. Okay. Mira. So I've been working as a graphic designer since I was 24 and I'm 55. So is that 31 years now? I think it's 31 years. Been working as a graphic designer my whole career. Started out in the very corporate world, then moved into, by accident, started scrapbooking as a hobby, but then it turned into, oh, you want to hire me to work for your magazine, Simple Scrapbooks? And it sort of snowballed from there. So I worked as a scrapbooker, but also as a graphic designer. Then I started working for Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine. And then in 2017, I started working with Heidi Crowell, the owner of Simon Says Stamp, designing products for them. I had dabbled a little in my own stamp design, but realized fulfillment and manufacturing was not my wheelhouse. The business end of things, not my wheelhouse. And working with Heidi has allowed me to bring my designs to market, and it's just been a gift. It's been an infusion of new into my career and extending my career. So, yeah. And I will be doing more design tips definitely this fall, because that is something that I like doing live. I've got more. I really have some good ideas for just focusing in on card videos that I will be doing starting in September and going forward when we have more of an empty nest. So thank you for your question. And do I go back and read all the comments? I probably will not be reading all the comments in the chat. So here's my advice to you. If you have a question that I missed in this live, leave it in the comments after the video is done. Then I will 100% see that comment if you have a question for me. Or now I don't know if I can do this. If you ever have a question for me, where are my overlays? You can always send me a message at Cathy at cathyzilski.com. Now, sometimes I can see this overlay, but you know what? I can't figure out how to do it. So you can always directly email me, Cathy at cathyzilski.com, if I missed your comment, because it's kind of hard to keep up with the chat. But I definitely will see them if you leave it after the chat in the comments under the YouTube video. Does that make sense? All right, well, it's 5 o'clock. I think, you know, the goldfish are waiting for me in the background, but I do appreciate you for joining me today. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll have to think about if I can send this. I wasn't expecting that question, but it is a good one. All right, I will see you back here soon on my channel with another card video, and I'm just trying to figure out how to find my end screen, and I bid you adieu.